What made Winston Churchill one of the most disciplined and resilient leaders in history? How did he guide an entire nation through its darkest hours and emerge victorious? Winston Churchill wasn't just a leader, he was a symbol of unwavering determination, discipline, and courage. From his early struggles to his monumental role during World War II, Churchill's life was a masterclass in perseverance and strategic thinking. But what truly set him apart were the principles that guided his every decision. In this video, we'll uncover 8 key principles of discipline that defined Churchill's life, each brought to life with real, inspiring stories from his remarkable journey. These lessons are as relevant today as they were in his time, and they can help you unlock your own potential. So, whether you're looking to build discipline, overcome challenges, or simply be inspired by one of history's greatest minds, stay tuned. Principle 1. Start the day early. Winston Churchill believed that the early morning hours were the best time for planning and reflection. He famously said, "Every day you may make progress. Every step may be fruitful." Churchill's morning routine was unconventional yet highly productive, even during the chaos of war. Churchill would begin his day at 7:30 a.m., but often stayed in bed for hours. Sounds unproductive? Not for him. From the comfort of his bed, he conducted detailed correspondence, read newspapers, dictated letters to his secretaries, and even strategized military decisions, all while enjoying his signature breakfast of eggs, toast, coffee, and a cigar. One extraordinary example of this was during the height of World War II. Churchill would draft and review critical documents for the war effort, sending dozens of memos by mid-morning. His disciplined approach to these early hours allowed him to stay ahead of challenges, even as bombs fell over London. The lesson: starting your day early doesn't mean rushing. It's about creating a focused environment where you can think clearly, plan effectively, and make meaningful progress toward your goals. Principle 2. Never waste time. Winston Churchill understood the value of time better than most. He once said, "Time is the scarcest resource. We must use it wisely." Churchill lived by this principle, finding ways to make every moment count, even in the most unusual circumstances. One incredible example was his habit of dictating memos and letters while walking through the hallways of 10 Downing Street. Churchill's staff often joked that they had to develop a marching shorthand to keep up with him. But here's a lesser-known fact. Churchill had a specially designed standing desk with a slanted surface, allowing him to write and review documents while on his feet, a rare practice for his time. He even maximized his train rides. During long journeys, Churchill turned his train compartment into a makeshift office, drafting speeches, reviewing military plans, and even sketching out ideas for his next book. His ability to turn every idle moment into productive time was truly remarkable. The lesson: time is one of our most precious resources. By finding creative ways to use it effectively, we can achieve more and stay ahead of life's demands. Principle 3. Embrace routine. Winston Churchill understood the power of routine in managing chaos, especially during times of immense pressure. One of his most fascinating habits was his evening bath ritual, a practice he never skipped, even during the height of World War II. Churchill believed that this daily routine wasn't just about relaxation. It was a time to clear his mind and strategize. It's said that he would often dictate letters, memos, or even parts of speeches from his bathtub. Imagine the Prime Minister of Britain with a cigar in hand, issuing wartime instructions while soaking in the tub. Here's a little-known fact. Churchill's staff had to install special telephones and a desk near his bathroom because he insisted on working during his baths. His ability to integrate productivity into this unconventional routine was a testament to his discipline and adaptability. The lesson here: Routines don't have to be rigid or ordinary. The key is to find rituals that help you recharge, maintain clarity, and prepare for the challenges ahead. Principle 4. Face challenges head-on. Winston Churchill famously said, "If you're going through hell, keep going." This wasn't just a catchy phrase, it was a mindset that defined his leadership during the darkest hours of the Blitz. As bombs rained down over London during World War II, Churchill refused to leave the city or hide in secure bunkers. Instead, he would climb onto rooftops to watch the destruction and personally assess the damage. Here's an incredible fact. Churchill once stayed so long during a bombing raid that his staff had to beg him to take cover. His response, "I am not made to be murdered by the sky." This unshakable resolve gave courage to the people of Britain. Despite the odds, Churchill's determination inspired the nation to stand strong and fight on. The lesson? Facing challenges head-on, no matter how daunting, can inspire not only your own resilience, but also the strength of those around you. Principle 5. Commit to lifelong learning. Winston Churchill's thirst for knowledge was insatiable. He believed that self-improvement never ends. Churchill read thousands of books in his lifetime, often staying up late into the night to devour historical texts, philosophy, and political theory. But here's something you might not know. Churchill wasn't a naturally gifted student. In fact, he struggled academically in his early years and was once told he lacked focus. Yet, he turned this around by committing to learning on his own terms. His love for history led him to write extensively, earning him the Nobel Prize in Literature in 1953. One remarkable story involves his book, The Second World War. Churchill painstakingly detailed every account of the war, drawing from personal notes, military records, and interviews. This monumental work became one of the most influential accounts of World War II. The takeaway? Lifelong learning isn't about perfection. It's about curiosity and persistence. Principle 6. Maintain physical strength. Winston Churchill understood the connection between physical and mental strength. He famously said, "To each their form of exercise." For Churchill, one of his favorite forms of exercise was bricklaying at his country home, Chartwell. Here's a fascinating fact. Churchill didn't just lay a few bricks for fun, he built entire garden walls, ponds, and even a swimming pool. He once joked, "I have taken more out of alcohol than alcohol has taken out of me." Yet this hands-on work kept him surprisingly fit and relaxed. Bricklaying wasn't just exercise, it was a form of meditation for Churchill. He often used this time to think deeply about strategy, speeches, and decisions. The lesson, physical activity, no matter how unconventional, can be a powerful tool for clearing the mind and boosting creativity. Principle 7. Cultivate courage. Churchill once declared, "Courage is rightly esteemed the first of human qualities." This courage was never more evident than during the Dunkirk evacuation in 1940. Faced with what seemed like inevitable defeat, Churchill delivered his famous "We shall fight on the beaches" speech to rally the British people. Here's an interesting fact. Churchill rehearsed this speech for hours, testing phrases to ensure every word carried the weight of his determination. He even practiced in front of a mirror to perfect his delivery. Behind the scenes, he made critical decisions to ensure the success of the evacuation, including deploying civilian boats to rescue stranded soldiers. This bold move, known as the Little Ships of Dunkirk, saved over 300,000 troops. The lesson? Courage is not the absence of fear, but the willingness to act decisively in its presence. Principle 8. Find time for reflection. In the rush of daily life, it's easy to overlook the importance of stepping back and reflecting. But Winston Churchill, one of history's greatest leaders, knew the power of solitude and reflection. What most people don't know is that Churchill wasn't just a political genius, he was also an accomplished painter. His love for painting was more than just a hobby. It was his secret weapon for reflection and gaining perspective. In fact, Churchill took up painting during a particularly challenging time in his life, after his political career had taken a downturn in the 1930s. While others may have seen it as a period of failure, Churchill saw it as an opportunity to reflect, decompress, and recharge. He would retreat to his country estate, where he would paint landscapes for hours. But it wasn't just the act of painting that helped him. It was the time alone, the space to think, and the distance from the chaos of politics that allowed him to recharge. A fascinating detail from Churchill's life. He painted over 500 canvases, many of which were landscapes of the English countryside. It was during these moments of solitude that he would reflect deeply on the big picture, away from the pressures of daily politics. This practice gave him the clarity of mind to navigate some of the most difficult times in history, including World War II. The lesson here is profound. In the midst of our busy lives, it's essential to find time to step back, to reflect, and to recharge. Whether through a hobby, a walk, or even just quiet time alone, giving yourself space to think and gain perspective can often lead to your most important breakthroughs. Like Churchill, we need to find our own moments of reflection to prepare for the challenges ahead. Thanks for watching Icons of Inspiration. If you enjoyed this, hit subscribe and turn on notifications for more motivational stories. Stay strong, stay smart, and keep striving for greatness. See you in the next video.